It's all right. We got it going on. Welcome to this sale live stream. This is the sale stream of the year. We got stuff on sale right now, and we got to eat and pay rent and pay all this stuff. So last day of the month, and obviously it's been a slow month because some of y'all people have been spending money on other things that seem to be more important. But this is going to be knocking on the door, and we can paint this kind of picture however we want it. You can paint that miserable picture that most people carry in their head about property tax situation, whatever, and I think I have to say, what if you didn't have to give them that much? What if you could challenge them? We have people using this program that have challenged them. They didn't get the feedback, but they're happy with not getting the bill either. So I'm like, that's fine if they're happy, but if you're gonna do that, you 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 don't have to worry about them coming back to bother you later with your feedback. So we also, we started doing this. We started doing the counterclaim strategy where we add to their own to the counterclaim as plaintiffs and then file that in their case. So now you just added the state, the government. We'll say the government because some people just check down and get all complicated. Oh, state, add the government. You add the judge that the government is paying to throw your stuff out, give your property away or lock you up in jail, and you have the prosecutor or as plaintiffs to the counterclaim, and then file it right in their case without paying filing fees, without having to serve anybody. And if you do like I do, just put the email addresses on there. This thing gets sent to all email addresses. That's it. Oh, we don't run around getting sent to it anymore. Johnny, and most of that stuff that they make you run around and do is stuff that they make you do because, well, they want you to follow all these rules. There are rules and policies that aren't and the reason they make all those rules and policies. So they can wear you down and make you weak. So you'll accept their deal of, you know, getting out the back door. But that don't work out anymore for a lot of people because people are figuring out how to stay and fight. So they're tired of getting punched in the face. They're tired of getting punched in the face with the fraudulent concealment. And fraudulent concealment is a legal doctrine, a federal legal doctrine that holds statute of limitations. So we use it as a cause of action in front of the 42 USC, in front of. Now you can bring your action anytime. It doesn't matter how long ago you're suing them for the property tax. It doesn't matter how long ago it happened because the only thing that matters is and everything you do is fraudulently concealed. So, we changed the way that our business model here since this counterclaim attack has been very decisive in stopping the state court process because add those players as plaintiffs to the counterclaim and file in what they started, it's a wrap. They can't litigate it. If they're party to, they can't represent themselves, can't represent each other. Bam, the case is stopped. Now, we were stopping the state court case with federal case laws and federal acts that we use in all of our documents because they can't respond to federal case laws, federal acts. But this is a lot more decisive, and it includes all of the players, including the judge or whatever. Once we started doing this, we didn't need to file a bunch of the documents that we were using to beat down the state court to make them stop. We didn't have to file. So now instead of having to pay $600 or $900 for a prosecutor package, now you can get the main document out of that packet for 149. 149. The main document out of the 4 or 5 main packages is 149. Well, we're not doing this for the premium packages or the writ. Oh, wait, the writs? We got one writ right here. The eviction writ of mandamus. It was well, if you pay an attorney to make this for you, they're gonna charge you $5,000 to $7,000. And they're not gonna include what you need to wipe up the mistakes, the deficiencies that happened earlier. Okay. Ours was 3, and it comes with several documents so you can wipe up all that stuff. Because the way they do it in their conventional system, they have holes. They have all this pretty stuff that sounds bad, but it has holes. I read behind the hole, like, okay, so this risk on sale for the first week of this month, right down from 3K, I don't even know, it's $500. It's $500. This is what we use to get back in your house after you've been evicted. And I got a young man that, well, I think he's going to get in the program. And he's going to invest in the RICO package because he wants to get back in his house. The RICO package is only $300. Okay, but you know what? If you invest in the RICO package for the first week of this month, I'll hook you up with this with the eviction mandate for did I say free? I didn't just say free. Did I say free? Ah, and so the goal of this is for the next workshop. Oh, I'm okay. So we roll without limitations around here. Yeah, that's what I know. We roll without limitations. So if that's what I'm making y'all do, then obviously I got to do the same thing, but better. As long as I can. My job is to work myself out of a job. So somebody's gonna come along and do some homework and can put these pieces together that can put these pieces together and make it fit a little slicker than what we got over here. You know what? And I'm good with that because my job is to work myself out of a job. That's my job. Work myself out of a job. And, and teach people how to make these people grumpy. Grumpy as hell. That's the fun part. That's the fun part about it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I don't know all the limitations either. We had a couple of people, Marquita was one that started to get back in her house after the eviction, after they threw her stuff out. And she used this, what we got right here, Red Man Damas, and used a couple more things and had it back and with the state of constitutional emergency, that forces the lower court to move it up to the higher court, strip away all of the administrative BS that we're dealing with down here, and make a determination on the constitutionality issues that we call to the table. That's what, yeah, that's the constitutional emergency situation. As you guys can see Rebecca here, she got her little thing. Yes or no. She says no, I'm not. We're working on that. Anyway, so the Constitution that forces them to move it up to our court and strips away all the administrative that we're doing situation. Now, the writ of eviction and writ of mandamus, we're going to add that in the new workshop that I'm not yet, not the new workshop that I want to put together. We're going to have a new workshop on reentry, on how to get back in your house. Hmm. Basically, we're just going to have it set up where people can invest in the tools that you need, and then we'll have a separate community on WhatsApp just for this. My auto's breaking up, or is just me moving away and moving back and forth? Welcome. I'm feeling good. This your first time hanging out with us? Eating or two. You want to come up here and talk to people? There we go. Right now. Right now. Did you come up here to bother me, or did you come up here to talk? And don't chew on my mic, because that could be trouble. Okay, so my assistant decided she needed to come up here and be part of the program. Looks like this is going to work out. Sometimes it don't work out because we're not on the same leg page, on the same book, in the same. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the lawsuit is on sale, right? It's on sale right now. It actually has 3 lawsuits in it. It has 2 lawsuits, one for the illegal property tax, for for the wrongful foreclosure, and there's one for real estate deed fraud. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I went over the package yesterday. Okay, I'm going to do a share, straight share, and I'm going to show you guys 3 documents in the package, a little bit of video. Think we can make this. We're going to do screen share. Let's see if we can get this thing going. We're going to just show it right here on YouTube. Since we add them to their own action using the counterclaim. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. Move this forward. Add them to their own action. $200 million on the counterclaim that you get in my package. It becomes, if you get the package, you get the counterclaim and the lawsuit. We use the counterclaim to get your money damage on the table, stop the state court process, and then you get your lawsuit filed in federal court. But, and when you hand it over there, you want to take right here, too. A certified copy of the state court docket sheet. I said sheet. I better leave that one alone. You want to take a copy of that with you over to federal court. And now you're arguing that your due process was violated. They violated the Tuckers Act, the Foreign Agent Registration Act. They violated this stuff last week. They violated your due process. That's what makes everybody's stuff the same. People are telling me, oh, but mine is unique. Yours, no. They violated your due process. They violated his due process. They violated my due process. They violated everybody's due process. And until you learn how to go after them for why and not waste your time arguing the what, you're going to end up getting kicked in the butt. We've learned how to do that. We addressed the why. Why are they able to violate you so easy? Because they're violating your due process. So we're going to show you, I'm just going to show you the outline, and we try to add this in all of our packages. Now, when you understand this and everybody's stuff's the same, then that just cuts out all the pressure and overthinking and all of that stuff that you do in their conventional program, worrying about proving to the judge this or showing the judge that just getting paid, okay? So it don't matter what the hell you show them, they're getting paid. The only time that a judge getting paid gives a crap, and any judges can chime in and come to the stream or something or whatever, the only time that they give a crap is if they've been forced to visualize your shared liability. That don't happen very often, because not very many people are in the non-conventional program. You just add them to their own stuff, and it's bam, it's a wrap. They can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can't represent each other. They can't represent anybody else from there. And if you want to be like butthead about it, then you could add the State Bar Association as a plaintiff. You add them as plaintiff to your counterclaim. You jam it in their face without having to serve them, without having to pay, without having to ask them for leave of court, which we don't do anyway when we want it, and without any of that. And now the case is done. Now you're out on a 50-yard line, maybe a little further, and get your stuff lined up in federal court. And then you want to order the federal court judge to make them come to the settlement table when they get there, okay? Because here's what you got. Here's what you got. They could not respond to federal case law and federal acts down there on the state level. They still can't respond to them on the federal level without having a federal bar card. Bam! Oh, you can get one. I dropped it down $25 on the website. You can get one from winningcourtnow.com. Get your federal bar card today. Okay, so they still can't respond. And I haven't heard of one single time that they got a federal attorney that was interested in, you know why? Because if I was a judge, I'd be saying, oh, hell no, y'all get get that shit out the back door. And usually they give them a date. The judge gives them a date to get your ass under control. And then the attorneys will send you a notice. They'll mail you a notice in the mail that your pleading was deficient. A notice. It didn't go through the court. It ain't. They'll mail you a notice because they're not allowed to say any more in the case. So they'll send you some notices and see if they, Yeah, we'll talk about what you do about that too. So let's just do a screen share. This is our counterclaim strategy, and we're trying to leave this in a copy of this in each of our packages, or we're planning on doing that. So the counterclaim strategy is basically what I just kind of outlined to you. You know, people get all nervous, and they got the package has this chops out all of that stuff that we were having to do in state court to stop the process. We're having to do this, move it, file a temporary restraining order, do all this stuff. Okay, we started stopping it by just adding federal case law to everything we filed, and they can't respond. So, but that wasn't quick enough. Bam! It wasn't quick enough. Now, let me put it this way. It wasn't decisive. No, that sounds like we're trying to knock them out. Let's put it this way. It wasn't painful enough, because I like to make it painful, but I ain't trying to knock them out because I ain't done. So when we implemented this, we didn't have to file most of the stuff, and that's why we changed our business model. Now we have core documents that we're selling out of the four main things: the two property tax packages, the foreclosure package, and the prosecutor package. We're selling the main core document, the main documents for $149. Now you don't need $1,200 to kick the prosecutor's butt. You can get started, and any supporting documents are pretty much structured with the information from the core document. I'm just throwing it on the table. Now you can still get the whole package and go sit down and have a whole lot of fun without having to do a bunch of work. Okay, but if you can't afford the package, you can still have a lot of fun, but your ass gonna have to do a little more work, which is good, because if you don't do the work, you don't understand, You won't know what words to say when they're in your face, jacking with you on the Zoom call, on the Zoom crap, and the internal conflict jams up their system and stops the state court process cold. And the court cannot continue to issue orders or enforce judgments without further violating. So remember, at the gate, we talked about forcing them to visualize their shared liability. But yeah, you guys can see how powerful that is. So in this video, I'm going to show you the documents in the residential property tax package. I talked about them in the last video, but I didn't realize that it wasn't showing the actual document. It was just showing the screen the document came out of. So we got that figured out now. And the first document that we're going to show you here is a complaint for property tax extortion, real estate deed fraud, and due process violations. And we're just going to show you just a little bit of this is actually the second page, but it's really the first page with anything on it that has value, so you can get an idea what we're bringing to the table here. And you can see this is fire here. We're not playing. Everything they're doing, the taxes are not portioned, which is what the Constitution calls for. And we're having a workshop on most people don't know what they spend your property tax money on. They assume it's schools or whatever. And once you learn that, you'll understand why it keeps going up so much every day. This we included, and for people who are facing the foreclosure. We got this screen share again. I'm going to go with screen 2. Okay, this is the counterclaim that you would file in any case if you invest in this package and they already have a case against you, or they're foreclosing on a property tax lien or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but because this handles everything. This is a counterclaim injunction relief for fraudulent concealment due process violations under the Fair Debt Collection Act practice and the statement of constitutional emergency. Now, this is a counterclaim for, if they already have, and it's not addressing the foreclosure. As you can see, you're addressing fraudulent concealment and due process violations under 42 USC and the Fair Debt Collection Act practice, which is basically what's going on with them collecting. But we don't stand on just that. That's last, because that's their stuff, and we need this firepower that's connected to the Constitution in front. So fraudulent concealment is a federal legal doctrine that tolls the statute of limitations. I don't know if you understand what that means, but that's like a double punch and a stinging roundhouse kick in the face. Because now, if you can prove that it was fraudulently concealed, you can bring this to the table anytime. You can go after them for stealing your property through property tax, whatever, anytime. Oh, so next we're going to take a look at. So in this package is actually 3 lawsuits. This one is $200 million federal civil rights complaint and statement of constitutional emergency lawsuit for wrongful foreclosure. Oh, forgery. That signature that happened after you left the signing table. Forgery, and there's some other forged signatures all along the way because it was an administrative thing. So that forgery is powerful. Oh. Deed fraud. Now, the due process violations everybody talks about, but do you really know? What that means is that the process wasn't fair. We think we're in a judicial court, and we're not. We're in an administrative court. They make up the rules, do whatever they want. So if they foreclosed on you already, then you can go in with this, jam up the whole process, and then get there and get a certified copy of the complete doc sheet to take with you over to federal court. Now, this is the offer to pay letter. We included this letter generally was only in the premium foreclosure defense package. This letter we included in the property tax package, also in the commercial property tax package. This letter is used to challenge them on the mortgage lien before you're in default. It has in it on the second page, it has a statute that they require, and it's a law that their attorneys, all the government workers are supposed to. The statute mandates that they're supposed to provide the original instrument of indebtedness in its original form when they call in the full loan amount, and they don't do that. That's pretty much it off the pay. Now, we mail the offer to pay letter to them certified, or we make them sign for it so that we have verification that they received it. And then later on, I tell people to send a copy of it to the clerk. Put your name, your name, your address on there, even if there's not a case against you, okay? Because the same parties are the ones doing this to everybody, and you just put the information, you send it in to them, and tell them that they're gonna foreclose on me pretty soon. So I just want you guys to have this so you can file it in the case. I know it sounds neat to understand. What you learn how to do here is use the facts trump their case law, trumps their procedures, their policies, all of that. And that's why attorneys always be talking crap talking about how many cases have, how many, no. The case law is what they put on the table. It's not going to help. It's not going to help us. All that, when you look at it that way, all that does is open up the arguing. Okay, we ain't trying to have that. So we don't worry about case law. We go on with the facts, Jack. And then we have a demand to strike the judge's order. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and the statutes, right? So can you make them go get my deed? Okay, because they got my deed in their office, and the property transfer statute says they're supposed to deliver my deed to my house. But Judge, my legal team said what they did was a constructive delivery and registered it in the office. Now, I'm not sure if you know what a constructive delivery is. I'm going to assume you don't, because I think you're honest. Okay, I gotta slow that last. Yeah. Oh, well, constructive delivery means that once they register, they're not gonna ever talk about the fact that it was private property, your private property, before. And then once it's registered, that allowed them to reclassify your property and property tax. But there's one other thing that happened when they registered your property. When they registered your property, that allowed the first illegal lien to be put on your property. Oh, no, I ain't talking about the tax lien. I'm talking about everybody's property got the same shit. Work with me. If there were several people who own property, all of those owners would have to be at the table to sign that lien, right? So the fact that they accepted the signature from you is proof that you own the property already, and I smell stink. But I've done my homework. I can break it down for you. All right, you went to the table, you signed, and then they didn't let you take nothing home with you to go put your deed in your Bible or in your firebox or under your mattress with your money or outside in the coffee can, wherever. They didn't let you do that. They kept it. And then after you left the table, they stamped pay to the order of on it. And usually a bank vice president or Linda Green, the robo-signer, there's a couple of other famous ones, sign, and they process it through the Federal Reserve for electronic credits. Now, Modern Money Mechanics is a publication put out by these dudes who know way more about the fracking banking system than I do. They said that these fools was granted 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account. 9 times the amount. And then they wrote a check for one amount to 9 times the amount. So that money was generated with your signature. Well, the second signature was done illegally, and they turned it into a security, and then they made a copy of it to mail to you to let you think that if you made a copy of a security and mailed it to them to make them think that they're in charge of, they'll be knocking on your door. They might not even knock. I don't know. Now, here is the residential property tax fraud lawsuit package. A regular $700 value on sale for the next couple of days. Don't call me later if you guys miss it. Next couple of days. And right here, we got one of the videos from Nikki Ross. Yeah, that review video from Nikki Ross was what got us kicked off of Teachable. And you see right here are the documents that you get. We just kind of outline them a little bit. $1.99. This don't sell for $1.99. And we have instructional video right there too that you can click on. Got the videos right there. You ain't got to go nowhere to see the fire right there. Go get them, coach. We got that technomology. Yeah, I'm just going out on this package. Ain't nobody. This package is undefeated. They can't. This package, they can't. When you come in with the facts, that's a wrap. There's no arguing. There's nothing they can do when you come in with the facts. When you the facts, that's it. It's a wrap. So we talk about the counterclaim strategy, the internal conflict that jams up their system. This is one of the most effective ways to stop court action. And the counterclaim process can be used in your own stuff. You don't even have to be, you just add them to the own parties. And now we're not talking about whether or not you stated a claim or whether or not you whatever, because none of that matters because you added them. I don't think it matters. Because they can't answer. They can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can't. And I wonder why attorneys don't tell people this. Damn. Yeah, we figured it out over her. Because we got some people that's getting tired of getting punched in the face. So if you're getting tired of getting punched in the face, you know, you're getting tired of giving up that money for the property tax when, you know, when you get done getting educated, then I think you're going to see things a little bit different. It's going to be a little harder to get that money out of the bank to go give these people when you can make them go sit the half down. We got people in the program that have used this. They didn't get their deed, but they didn't get a tax bill either and haven't got one. And that's good. But, you know, them they're still in the house and they're happy, I guess. Okay. We're back, and that was the video that we made. So we got some stuff on sale right now. This is the last day of the year sale. Hair my neck, man. I think my dog beat me up or something. So the first thing I'm going to, I was talking about how we roll without limitations. So the next workshop we got scheduled for the 10th. It's going to be about the property tax situation or whatever. We're going to have another workshop. This workshop is going to be a longer term thing, and it's going to be for reentry. How we're going to set up how to get people back in the house, and we're going to talk about that in a second. I gotta let my dog out. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So we're going to be doing some new things. We're going to have a re-entry group, and the way we're going to set it up is, I don't know. I think when I do this, I'm going to provide. We'll have one price that you pay, and then we'll provide the documents that you need. Because well, we have a few, and I don't know how the other situation ended. I do know that most of the time they force people to sign a non-disclosure statement. So if people don't call me for more coaching, I'm taking it as a positive thing, and I don't push it any further than that because I already know how it should go if it's done right. Okay, because like I said, when we go on with the facts, then that's a wrap. And so part of they got some new bands going across the top here. I'm trying to do some things here. Okay, so this is the foreclosure eviction writ of mandamus. It was $3,000 marked down. I marked it. This is what we're going to charge for anybody that wants to get back in their house. We're going to charge you $500. It's kind of like a registration fee, and then we're going to provide everything that you need. And when I say provide, we're going to provide the documents for you to personalize and file, just like we're already doing. The difference is you'll have open access to whatever that we need. And if I need to make something new for this, that's kind of we're going to have our own community for the reentry over on WhatsApp. And this has been here for a couple of months, so we've got some new things we're going to add to this. So I'm going to kind of redo this, and we're going to provide everything that I'm going to provide everything that you need to challenge. And so we'll be working together. This is going to be like one-on-one coaching kind of a thing because we'll be in the group coaching and we'll all be talking about how things are going or what needs to be done or or whatever. That's kind of so we're kind of just opening it up, doing some different things. Now, if you're facing a foreclosure or the foreclosure eviction, you can get the main document for 149 that you need to file in the case. And people need to remember we don't have to answer to their crap. And the federal civil rules procedure, the rules say that if you got defense, you don't have to respond to them. But we got offense, so we got offense. We ain't worried about it. We never reply. We never answer. We don't answer. Get the lawsuit or the counterclaim, depending, 149. And then you can learn how to make the temporary restraining order. Everything else is made from the information in the court document. So you don't have to wait to get $600. You just need 149. You don't have to wait to get the people out of jail. You just need 149 to get the court document and personalize it and get it filed in their case. Now, the prosecutor eliminate package has everything you need from start to finish, and it's undefeated. So is the property tax package. Okay, guys, thank you guys for the value sharing your time. Remember, we also do custom work too. So if you have a custom case, that's you know what we do here, and the attorneys have been throwing you under the bus. Come and give me a call. I don't take a lot of them, but I have some open time right now. It's first of the year. So if you have a custom case you'd like to have me, you know, do like we did with Jesse. You know, I need to get some more people out of jail. I need to get so if you got somebody that you like to get, you like to help get out of jail and come home, call me. Give me a call and we'll see if we can. Because right now, first of the year, things are slow, and you know we put our crews together. And we're trying to make it work for everybody. So if you have somebody you like to get home from jail and you can afford the prosecutor eliminated package, or if you want to just do the 149 and get the coaching and do it yourself, give me a call. 913-240-0227. Let's go.